do that, because I remember they were trying to tell me to take it home and to come back, but I didn't want to do that. So I filled it out there at the courthouse. I figured that courthouse doesn't close until 4, and we were there around a little after 1 p.m., and by the time we left, it was close to 3. So it was best to just stay there and do it and get it done. So there's separate forms that you have to submit. They'll tell you the window to go to and everything and fill it out. It's a lot of pages front to back. They ask you why you're trying to change the name, and if you're doing it for a minor, you have to make it be known I am the parent and I'm doing this on behalf of my child. And like I said, they ask why, and you could attach additional documents or forms, letters, or whatever you think may help you. I personally chose to type up a letter and attach it to my forms to make our case more compelling, so they can understand the true and genuine reason why we want to do the name change. So my daughter's given 2 last names at birth. My name will be first, and then her father's, and we were just basically getting his last name removed. And so now she just has one name. It has all been done. So we did all of that. They tell us once the paperwork is filed, it's processed, they accept it and they process it, you have to contact a local newspaper. That is correct. A local newspaper, and you have to run an ad. And when they first was telling me this, after I submitted my paperwork at the window, I was like, why? And they told me that's just a part of the process. Everybody has to do it. But then when I thought about it, I remember growing up in my days, before we had like social media and all these things, we had those LA Times newspapers and the LA Weekly, the Tribune, that type of stuff. And I do recall in the LA Times for sure seeing petitions for name change. I do recall seeing stuff like that. So you have to run an ad saying that you're petitioning for a name change on behalf of such and such, or if it's on behalf of yourself. But in my case, like I said, it was for my child who's a minor. So you have to run that in the newspaper, whichever newspaper you choose. It just has to be within the county that you live in, and it has to be run for 2 consecutive weeks, no exceptions, or you have to start over, and then they give you a certain amount of time to run it for 2 consecutive weeks and then get back to them. Right? So I contacted 3 different newspaper companies and decided on one because they were not that the others weren't professional, but they made everything easy to understand. They were very helpful, and they answered the phone. Actually, they got back to me the fastest, so I decided on the one that I went with. Paid the fees, because you have to pay for it, so I paid the fees for that. And once they run the ad 2 consecutive weeks, they have to give proof. Now they could give the forms to you, and then you could go file it in a courthouse, or they could do it for you. Now in my case, once it was done, the person we spoke with who works at the newspaper company, they went to the courthouse to file it on my behalf, and I'll be back with another part.